Assalamualaikum and good morning, students. I hope all of you are doing well. Uh, it's biology for class 10, and our topic is going on how do organisms reproduce. Students, I'm really very happy to see your enthusiasm towards the learning. I know you also like to go through the different learning method, and that's why last time I have given you a crossword puzzle, and a very good response from your side was there. Maybe inshallah next time something different will be there, but then for that reason you have to remain continue with the different videos. As I told you that in my next class I am going to declare the students who participated in the quiz and who has tried to give the maximum correct response. First I will go through the answers of the puzzle. The answers was there for first was that is fragmentation. Second is sexual. Fourth one is DNA. Fifth is reproduction. Seventh answer is yeast. Yeast is a single cell fungi and it reproduces by budding. Planaria for the answer 10. Then down answers are fission. It is a method by which the amoeba reproduce. Then layering. It is an artificial method of propagation. Grafting. It is also artificial method of propagation in which one plant is grafted on another and down part is known as stalk. Mold. Mold is a fungus which reproduces by the spores. And the last one is cutting by which the rose plant reproduce. Okay, students, so these were the answer. Now see who are the lucky winners. Winners means I can say these are the students who really want to uh, study, and I know that there were so many views, more than 150 views are there, so many student has gone through it. Some know the answer also, but they have not tried to give the response. Students, try to respond. As you respond you will come to know, okay, my answers are right or wrong. Okay, so don't hesitate for that. Students, the name I got, it is just the identity. It is written, I don't know that it is your correct name or not. The first maximum correct answer has been given Patel Hassan, then Fattah Aftab, Sagir Farhan, Khan Sabah, Patel Noor, and Bibi Safia. So congratulations, students. And next time, if it is not your correct identity, if your name is not this is correct name, then you can write your name also and then answer. So congratulations from my side. Now come to the topic. Today, last class we completed the topic that is asexual reproduction, and in today's class we will start the sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is a type of reproduction in which two parents take part. Means the reproduction take place with the involvement of two individuals. Here in sexual reproduction, this is the main important thing. In asexual reproduction, only one individual produces the new young one. But here in sexual reproduction, there are the two individuals which participate in the reproduction, and they are having the different sex, that is male and female. Okay? And in this, the male produce the male sex cell or gamete, and the female produce the female sex cell or female gamete. As I told you, in asexual reproduction, only one parent involved and the formation of gametes does not take place. But in the sexual reproduction, there are the two parents involved and the formation of the gametes or sex cell take place. Clear, students? So these are the difference between sexual and asexual reproduction as well as the definition of sexual reproduction. Now, what is the importance of sexual reproduction? As you know that in sexual reproduction, the gametes are derived from the two different parents. There are the two different parents, two different organisms are there from which the gametes are derived. So obviously the two different persons are there, two different organisms are there. So they are having a different characteristics. So when their sex cell fuse, So the new organism is having some different variations from the parents. Understood? So in sexual reproduction, gametes are derived from the two different organisms. It results in a new combination of genes and it increases the chances of variation. So the first thing, the sexual reproduction leads to the variation. Number two, the sexual reproduction involves DNA as well as cellular apparatus of different organisms, and it promotes the diversity of characteristics. The variation and diversity of characteristics from parent to offspring, it brings some more adaptability in the next generation. Okay, if maybe an organism is suffering from a disease, so due to the variation there are the chances that disease will not come to the next generation, or maybe the organisms are having some more adaptive features for surviving in the new environment. And sexual reproduction leads to the new organ species also. Due to the if the variations are more, maybe a new species can be generated. So these are the importance of sexual reproduction over the asexual reproduction. Now, sexual reproduction in flowering plants. Students, as in my previous class, I told you that the plant has the two main type of parts, vegetative parts and reproductive parts. Vegetative parts are root, stem and leaves. And the flower is the reproductive part of the plant. Before going to the reproduction in flowering plants, first I will explain you about the parts of flower. The flower has four main parts, that is sepal, petal, stamen and pistil. Okay, the first one is coming, that is the sepal. Sepal, you can see here, this is the green color. This is sepal and this receptacle through which the flower is attached to the branch. Okay, this sepal is the green part and it is the outermost part of the flower. And it protects the flower when the flower in the bud stage. Bud means, you can see over here, this is the bud. This is bud of a flower. And you can see this is the sepal. Okay, so this sepal, you can see over here the flower is protected by the sepal. Clear, students? So sepal is the outermost part of the flower and it protects the flower in the bud stage. When the flower is in the bud stage, it protects the flower. The second one is coming, that is the petal. First one is sepal, the second one is petal. Petal is the most attractive part of the flower. This is petals. And you have seen the petals of the different flowers. They are having the different colors. And due to that colors only we are attracted towards the flower. That color can be pink, it can be blue, it can be red, it can be white. Understood, student? So petal is the most attractive part of the flower. And due to this, what happens? The human also attract. Due to this, the insect attracts to the flower. Due to this, the birds attracts to the flower. And what happens when we go and touch, or when the insects and the birds attract to the flower? Then what happens? The pollens stuck to the body of that insect or birds or human or any other animals. And due to this, what happens? The pollens go from one flower to another flower, which is called pollination. So petal is the most attractive part of the flower. It attracts the insects and birds and help in pollination. The first part is sepal, which protect the flower in bud stage. The second part is petals, which attract the insects and birds and helps in pollination. So this is sepal and this is petal. Inside you can see these all are stamen, and this is the middle one. It is called carpel or pistil. The third part is that is the stamen. Stamen is the male reproductive part of flower. This is stamen. It has the two main parts. This part is known as filament, and this is called anther. Understood? So filament, the function of the filament, it connects the anther to the flower. Okay, it is a long part. You can see over here, it connects the anther to the flower. The second part, important part is that is anther. This is anther. Okay, inside anther you can see here, these are the pollen grains. So anther produces the pollen grain or the male germ cells. Understood, students? So stamen is the male reproductive part of the flower. The next part is there, that is the carpel of pistil. This is carpel here. It is the female reproductive part of the flower, and it contains the ovule, and ovule contains the female gamete. So a carpel has the three main parts. Number one, that is stigma. Number two, that is style, and number three, that is ovary. Clear? The first part is that is stigma. It is the top sticky part. You can see over here it is broad also, and it is the topmost, and it is sticky. Sticky means if something like the pollen or something come, it will stick on it. It will not fall down. So it is the top sticky part, and it receives the pollen. The main function of stigma is the pollen come and sits over the stigma. So it receives the pollen grains. The next second part is coming, that is style. Style, this is the long part. This is style. Okay. What is the function? It connects the stigma to the ovary. Okay. And through the style only the pollen tube, which you will study further, it reaches to the ovary. So style is a long part, and it is the middle part which connects the stigma to the ovary. And this is the swollen part. This swollen part. The swollen part is ovary, and it contains the ovule, and the ovule contains the female gamete, that is the egg cells. Understood? So anther produce the male gametes, okay, pollens, and ovary produce the female gamete, that is the egg cells. So these are the parts of the flower, and on the basis of that is the pistil and stamen, both are present in one flower or different flower. The flowers are of two types. On the basis of presence of stamen or carpel. Two types of flowers are unisexual flower and bisexual. By name only you can understand uni means single. So unisexual flowers are having either stamen or carpel. Means they are having either only stamen or they are having only the carpel. Means only the male flower or female flower. The examples are papaya, watermelon, etc. You can see here the flower of papaya. This is the female flower and this is the male flower. So the male papaya plant is different and female papaya plant is different. Understood, student? The second one is coming, that is the bisexual. The first one is unisexual. Second one is that is bisexual. Bisexual flower having the both stamen and carpel together. This is the common example. This is China rose, and you can see here. This is, it has the both. It has both anther also, means stamen also, as well as a carpel also. The common examples are mustard, China rose, etc. Understood, student? So, in today's class, I explained you about the sexual reproduction. What is the importance of sexual reproduction? As it leads to the variation, and if the more variation accumulate, it leads to the new species formation. Then I explained you today about the reproductive part of the plant, that is the flower. And the flower has four main parts. First one is sepal, which is the outermost part of the flower, and it protects the flower in the bud stage. Then the petals. Petal is the most attractive part of the flower, and it attracts the insects, birds, human, etc. and it helps in pollination. Then the third part is that is the stamen. Stamen is the male reproductive part, and it contains filament, and anther. And anther produce the male sex cell, pollen. Then the carpel, it is the female reproductive part, and it contains the three main parts, that is the stigma, style, and ovary. And ovary produces the female sex cell. Then on the basis of presence of stamen in carpel, there are the two types of flower, unisexual flower and bisexual flower. So student, I hope that you understood the topic today. Remain connected with the videos. Maybe inshallah in next video I'm going to ask you a new puzzle. Till then, have a nice day.